My dears, today we're going to discuss a great film by director Anne Fontaine, Adore, where the two main characters are very famous. You've known them for a long time. Mainly those of you born in 1978 and who watched Santa Barbara should know our beloved Kelly, played by Robin Wright. And if you're curious, how old would she be? Naomi Watson, the second actress from King Kong, you should remember her, but she's not only in King Kong, she's generally loved in Hollywood because she has a transgender son. And today that's very much encouraged. She was flooded with roles. Do you remember this actress? So everything is fine. There's stability. And this Kelly, I really liked her. There were two sisters, if you remember, and Tom. There were three kids, Tom and the two sisters. Well, of course, the younger generation, those who are 20 years old in our group, you'll say, enough already. Old folks' TV shows, but believe me, at that time, Santa Barbara. This is a show that had 1 billion episodes, and it ran for a long time. Write in the comments if, like me, you grew up watching Santa Barbara. And there was this Kelly, she was so pretty. There were two sisters, Eden and Kelly. And that was Robin Wright. She had long blonde hair, and it felt like she would never, it was impossible for her to ever get older. Oh God, no, she should always stay young for her whole life. So in this movie that we're discussing, The Secret Revelation, she's 47 years old, she's my peer. And the second, Robin Wright, in this Mill Watts, she's 44 years old at the time they were filming. The sons are 29 and 22. This is to answer the question of whether you were wondering if those children were 16 years old in the movie, underage. No, there was no pedophilia there, and it wasn't incest either, but I would say that from the very beginning everything seemed to have an undertone of something inappropriate, something unhealthy. Now we're gradually diving into the movie's plot.
I don't want to sleep alone tonight. Can I stay here?
The director is French, and the film has a French spirit, but with American actresses. And this was her debut, working with American actresses. So all of this seemed like some kind of polyamory, as if it was all turning into polyamory, wouldn't you agree? That is, just a little more, and they would all be having sex with each other.
Last night, I saw Mom coming out of his bedroom.
These boys will start fucking like two gays. Yeah, having homosexual sex. These women will get into lesbian relationships because there was something special between them, a certain connection. Well, I can't say passion, but this incomplete attraction, like a slight suppressed desire. So, just a little more, and it could have swept them up in a whirlwind of some kind of lesbian passions, yes. Because there were boundary violations between friends, between children, between the spouses. I mean, there were boundary violations between everyone throughout this whole movie.
How awful.
They're admiring their photos, look.
Come on, stop joking around. That was ages ago.
Well,
Let's drink to... And it's not hard to assume that even before this, before these kids came of age, before they grew up, all of this was already happening. I still want to say so much about this movie. There are so many emotions. The main thing is not to get sidetracked from the storyline, so to speak, but in any case, I will return to the key points. Yes, I will still highlight and mention them. I won't avoid them. And why? In the movie, it seemed like they were older. There was such a huge difference, as if they should be older. Well, okay, in general it felt like it was turning into some kind of crazy debauchery, some sort of, I don't know, bacchanalia, like they were all about to start sucking and having sex and licking, yeah. And in this whole mother-son tangle, everything gets intertwined and they don't need anyone else. At least that's how it ended. So the director didn't leave us in the dark. The director specifically showed that everything goes on. That they don't need those young girls, that they like these older women. So what happened and why did it happen? It's promiscuity. You can look at it in different ways. You can condemn it, criticize it. By the way, write down what emotions this movie made you feel. What kind of thoughts, feelings, and associations did you have? And what kind of things have you encountered? Maybe you felt disgust, nausea, aversion, or an inability to accept it, because these are generally quite natural biological responses. But personally, I